Hey there, good morning. My name is Robin, and I am a creative coach living in Albuquerque, New Mexico. I know that creativity is powerful magic firsthand because I've seen it in my own life. I am absolutely wackadoodle crazy about inspiring others to transform and fill their lives with joy, curiosity, and passion. So, today I am talking about the concept of creating something and it doesn't turn out anything like you had envisioned it in your head. Has that ever happened to you? The original remark was about visual art, but I think this could apply to any kind of art, right? So, first, I would like to say that there is no such thing as ugly. I mean, I get it that things are ugly in the world. But for the type of art that I'm talking about and that I'm trying to share with the world and encourage others to embrace, nothing's ugly. We don't care about the world's expectations. I'm not talking to, artists who have shows in New York City and are making all kinds of money from art. I mean, that's great. And I love what you're doing, but that's not what I'm doing. And that's not what I want to do. The kind of art that I love, that is so close to my heart, is the art that goes deep, the creation that helps us look at our lives, look at ourselves, who we are in the world, and how we'd like to be in the world. This is the kind of art that lets us process things that are going on around us. And it's really just completely different. So I would say there is no such thing as ugly as far as this art is concerned. Now, is there art or creations of any sort that don't align with your mental image of what you wanted to make or what you thought you were going to make? Heck yeah. Pretty much every single thing I've ever made, to be honest, because human beings have a very complex mental library in our heads. We can think of so many things and connect so many things in our head that we can't quite carry out in our physical reality. So, part of the type of art that I am advocating for is a process which helps us to connect our heart, our head, and our hands. So, we can think something, our emotions can be feeling something that may not quite align with that. And then if you try to do something physical in the world, both of those things, your intellect and your emotional state, will affect what comes out into the world. And that includes words, that includes conversation, that includes actions, and it includes anything that you're going to create. So I think it can be disappointing, absolutely. If you really envision something that you're making and you know exactly how you want it to turn out, but the reality of it is not the same. One, I would challenge you to ask yourself the question, is one worse and one better? Maybe, maybe not. Especially when you're creating the kind of art meant to um, use for transformation and meant to be there as part of your foundational um, practice in your life. We're not doing this kind of art to sell it necessarily. I mean, if you do, absolutely great, but that's not the purpose of this art. So I would ask you to challenge yourself on that. And then also, if your imagination is, in your opinion, so much better than the reality, that's a hella good imagination you have there. And I would say that you have got something really good right in your hands, right? Maybe even better than that physical piece of art or something that you've created. A rich and deep imagination can take you so far in the world. You can think differently with a different perspective about who you are, where you want to go, who you want to be, how you interact in the world. And imagination is a precious resource. And dare I say, I don't see a lot of that in the world sometimes. There are so many things happening, so much information coming in that I think it may not encourage deep, wild imagination. And so I would say to you that the fact that your creative endeavor isn't coming out exactly like you imagine is okay. It's fine. Who cares? The whole reason we're doing this kind of art is to change who we are as a person. If you've got that going on in your head, what a fabulous gift you have. And I would say be grateful for that. Last point, of course, when it comes to creating, whether it's music, sculpture, collage, painting, whatever it is that you're doing, there is a technical aspect to making this, to making art, right? I mean, there there is some practice, some exploration, and maybe even some courses or just time spent doing that activity that will make you more adept at it, better, I would say. And so as you work more and more on these technical skills, I imagine that your mental image and the physical manifestation of that will come closer and closer together. The gap will get smaller. That said, I really, for the kind of art that I'm talking about here, I'm less concerned about the output and more concerned about how you got there. And so I'm not sure that I care much about closing that gap personally. I would encourage you today, if you do have that issue, to really begin managing your expectations around that and examining that disappointment. What is it around those expectations that you're actually holding on to? And maybe get some clarity there. So, just wanted to have that little chat today. I just finished a really cool creative workshop with Mindful Soul Center, where we did some exploration into releasing some specific things in our lives using creative writing. So that was a whole lot of fun. I hope you're doing something really cool today, too. And I just want to leave you with the last minute of a suggestion. If you don't know what I'm talking about this kind of art that I'm doing, if you wish you could be more creative, but you're not quite sure how to get that started, or if you just kind of want some inspiration and free resources, hop on over to my website. It's down at the bottom there scrolling. I would love to have you and love for you to get started creating. Thank you so much for spending time with me and have a great Sunday. Bye bye.